This scene breaks a lot of people's hearts.
무슨 일이냐?
소자가 뭘 더 해야 합니까? 뭘 더 해야 아바마마의 인정을 받을 수 있는 겁니까?
Most people watched Prince Deso crying in front of King Gemwa and immediately think this is still about Jumong. But at this point in the story, Jumong is no longer the biggest reason for Deso's suffering. To understand the reason why this scene is so emotional, we need to understand exactly what was happening inside his palace. So after King Gemwa's fallout with the former High Priestess, the balance of power within Buyo began to shift. Lady Yuan noticed it first, before anyone else. She realized that by pushing one of the king's strongest influences, supporting his authority, the king had unknowingly weakened his position. Power was gradually shifting towards the queen and her relatives. And if things continues that way, appointing Deso as crown prince would eventually leave the king with very little influence over the kingdom. Lady Yuan understood the problem, so she warned him. Not long after, the court called him and petitioned him to appoint a crown prince. Everyone expected Deso. Of course, he has spent years trying to prove himself. He fought battles, led soldiers, accomplished difficult tasks, did everything possible to get his approval of his father. And yet again, he got rejected by his father. To Deso, it felt like another rejection. And that's what made this scene so painful. And that's why when he asked the question, what else do you want me to do to prove myself? He was not speaking as a prince. He was speaking as a son who feels no matter what he does, it would never be enough. And after watching this scene, personally got me thinking, sometimes people are not hurt by our decisions. They are hurt because they never understood the reason behind them. One person has reasons, while the other person has assumptions. When communication is missing, assumptions usually wins. Parents will not explain why they are making a decision. A partner keeps everything bottled up. A leader will be expecting people to just simply understand him, and little by little, misunderstanding starts growing where understanding should have existed. We live in a time where we can communicate, we can express ourselves, we can be honest with the people we care about, the people our decisions affect most, the people we don't want to lose. Not everyone will agree with our decisions. Not everyone will understand us completely. But silence often creates pain that honesty could have prevented. Another thing this scene reminded me of is how dangerous it would be when anger influences our decisions. King Gemwa's conflict with Yomyolin definitely solved the problem, but created a different one he never saw coming. Sometimes we become so focused with today's frustration that we fail to see tomorrow's consequence. I've learned that some decisions we regret most are decisions we made while being emotional. That is why I want to keep reminding myself not to let anger make important decisions for me. To slow down, to communicate, to think, and to ensure that people affected by my decisions, my choices, understands my heart. Because most times relationships are not destroyed by hatred, they are destroyed by misunderstanding, which is even more heartbreaking. The sad part is that King Gemwa actually had his reasons. He understood the political dangers, he understood what was at stake, but Deso never knew any of it. All he could see is his father refusing to accept him, refusing to trust him, refusing to choose him. And as we will soon discover, the consequence that misunderstanding will cause much more greater than what anyone could have imagined. This wasn't just a prince who wanted the crown. It is a story of two people who stopped understanding each other. And sometimes that is where the biggest tragedy begins. God help us all.